Hey, it's Nick. Welcome to day 56 of the Playbook Project, where we're building a software company in 100 days. I'm actually out at a little 3-season lake cabin that I have in Minnesota, spending some time, not doing too much work today. But with that said, I'll flip the video around here. With that said, I do have been reflecting while we were kind of relaxing and floating around the lake this afternoon, and thinking about one thing that I regret, or I would have done a little different in the upfront planning stages of Playbook, and that goes back to some of my prior videos on Basecamp, and specifically Basecamp's new book they released on project management and software development called Shape Up. And in the upfront process of Shape Up, they talk about fat marker wireframes where you don't get into too much detail, which I think I did a pretty good job of in this project. But then they also bring up the concept of a breadboard, where you just have lists of tasks, or you have pages that are lists, and different components of each page would be on the list. And then each one of those components, if it's an action, if it triggers a modal, well, then you connect it to a modal, which is another list. Or if it goes to a new page, you connect it to that other list. And so it's if you've ever messed around with any of the consumer electronics, Arduinos, specifically, breadboarding is a concept of just simply building out a circuit board, and it really is applicable to designing software. And it's such a simple concept that my mind was kind of blown when I read it. But looking back, that is something that we missed, or I missed, as part of building out or designing the first iterations of Playbook, because there's a number of little interactions on each page that I didn't give enough time to when designing. An example of that would be when you're on our list, our process index page, where you have all the processes listed out. There's a call to action to activate a process from that page. I didn't spend a whole lot of time thinking about that interaction. I just thought about it as a button, but that isn't specific enough. There are multiple steps to activating a process, and so this breadboarding concept would have really would have been a great tool for me to use up front, and something I'm going to definitely use in most of the software development that we work on at Playbook and or my other software company, Harvest Profit, over the next couple of years. And so just wanted to share with you as I'm reflecting. The developer isn't working today, so there hasn't been any communication back and forth, but as I'm reflecting on this last push forward, what would I have done different? I would have spent a little more time on completing the entire picture of what the application, the functionality of the application should be via this breadboarding concept. And I think it would have been maybe a day exercise, or maybe spending an hour or 2 hours for 1, 2, or 3 days could have got me very far. So with that said, I will leave you with another view of the lake. Kind of a gorgeous night. It's not really, we've kind of missed the end of summer here in Minnesota, and we're just transitioning to fall, so it's a little chilly, and we're going to be spending some time inside playing some games tonight. So hope you have a wonderful day, and we will talk to you tomorrow.